All right, guys. What's up? What's up? What's up? It's me, Sam Harris. Starting the stream today. Today we're going on the road to wisdom. I'm diving into the digital marketing strategy again, learning in real time through the Google Skillshop. We're talking goals, strategy, audits, how to stand out. Again, this is not a tutorial. This is not me teaching anybody anything. It's just me learning with the camera on, basically. So let's get wiser together and let's get schooled. Um, so first off, for anybody who's caught my stream from yesterday, they saw that we were basically just kind of getting into the modules. First module was really just like an introduction, kind of just learning kind of what digital marketing is, kind of that 101 for anybody that just really just doesn't know what's going on. So if you really have no idea what digital marketing is, you may want to kind of check that out. It'll just give you a really brief overlook. Most people I think have an idea of what it is, but being able to kind of grasp the full concept of it is kind of what we're all here about and what we're here for. Um, so kind of rehash things. The first thing that I like to see is that there's five different types of digital marketing. It's not just going on social media, or it's not just selling on like a website. So there's also emails. Sending out digital emails to your grouping, your following, your clients, using search engines like Google, things like that. To where, like I was kind of saying yesterday, you want to be that first click. You want to be able to get the first click on. You want to be recognized. You want to have a brand that's being recognized whenever they do search for doctor in my area or like grocery store in my area. Everyone sees the Walmart and they recognize that. And that's what the Google search is kind of about. Next off, we got like websites like eBay, and then web-based advertising like Google Ads, Facebook Ads. That's what I want to get into. That's kind of where the analytics come into and kind of seeing what they're clicking on, what they're interested in. That's kind of what I'm very interested about. Today, it's going to be about building your digital marketing strategy, though, as you can see on the screen. Um, so, we got to walk before we can run. Really excited to get into it. So the first thing, as y'all can see, there's some check marks by some of this. I was explaining this yesterday. I was making sure that there was something interesting going on here before um, I had actually went live with everything. I wanted people to be able to see something that actually we actually can learn from instead of just some hodgepodge stuff. So I did go through the first couple of modules just to make sure that this was going to be something that is going to be able to captivate us. I saw enough to where I wanted to, but once we get into the digital presence audit, like we're gung ho from here. We're going at it together. So I'll try to stay true to my word and not skip ahead anymore. But either way, if I do have to skip ahead because I can't film one night or something, like I said, this is a grind. So I want to make sure, even if I can't film, trying to do the schooling as well. I'll try to recap everything to make sure that nobody's falling behind. If anybody is following by me, so let's kind of get started. So, number one, key concepts. So, in this lesson, you'll be introduced to key concepts and terms used in digital marketing. Shout out Duncan. Um, let's see. So, get familiar. So, let's get familiar with digital marketing. Take the time to learn about the key terms and concepts. You may recognize some of these terms from other modules, and others might be entirely new. All right. Sorry, I'm having some kind of technical difficulty. Hold on one second, guys. Da, da, da. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Boom. Okay. So, get familiar with essential terms that lay the groundwork for success in digital marketing. Whether you're studying, expanding your skills, or applying these concepts to your own business, understanding these terms will help you define purpose and build effective strategies. It's like each box. So, digital marketing strategy is a plan or action designed to achieve long term or overall aim. A digital marketing strategy is a plan that outlines how to use digital channels to achieve marketing goals. I think that's where kind of explains itself. This is not just for like the day. Like, it can be something that's short. A strategy can be something as short as what you're going to do for the next video, or it can be your long-term goals, but you're always strategizing. You're always trying to improve. Mission statement of business's purpose and how it differentiates itself from others in its industry. I think a mission statement is also something where, just from my experience, I've seen companies that have mission statements. I've seen companies that really don't have mission statements, or like they don't really live true to their mission statement. I think if you come up with a great mission statement, it really can set your company's standard for who and what you want to be. I think that can speak volume to your customers. I think it's also a really good idea if you're going to choose your mission statement, to really live by it. I know for me personally, when I see a company that's living by their mission statement, it makes me really want to. It just makes me proud of that company to say, wow, like even X amount of years down the road, they're still living by what they said they were going to. So next one is SMART goals. Heard of these before. It's a goal setting message that can help clear and define and measure the success of the goals of a campaign. It stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. So specific means it's going to be something nitty gritty, something not just a general term. Measurable means it has some kind of like some kind of weight to it, where you can put a number on it. A lot of times is what they mean by measurable. Um, Attainable. So obviously that one's pretty self-explanatory. That's something that you can achieve. Relevant. I think that makes sense too, because you want a goal that actually makes sense to gaining you more business. It's not just some kind of goal just because you feel like you need to set a goal. And then time bound, you need to have a time limit on it. It can't just be some goal that you can just have out there for the rest of your life. Unique selling points. An explanation of why a product or service is better than the competition. So, to make yourself better is to have a unique selling point. I think that's where, for me personally, if I was to say what would be my unique selling point in being a digital marketer, um, I guess I would try to point out that I'm good at learning who people are, and I'm good at executing on making them happy. So that's what I would try to do my best, um, and kind of learn what else I can do to be better at. Measurement and performance. Measuring your efforts and understanding internal and external factors are essential to building and refining your strategy. Key performance indicators, KPIs, the measurement used to work out how successful a business is in its efforts to reach a business or marketing goal. SWOT analysis, an audit that identifies a company's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Okay, so SWOT: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Um, that's pretty cool. Never heard of that. Marketing tools. Explore essential tools to optimize your marketing efforts. These tools will help you monitor your online presence and improve your visibility in search engines, the platforms people use to discover information online. Select each box to learn more. So, SEO, search engine optimization, we kind of talked about that a little bit yesterday, and looked up the meaning of it. Still got the glossary. Actually, I need to get the glossary back up. I'll try to find that glossary for us. So just in case we need anything, but we can always use old faithful ChatGPT if we need to. But anyways, process of increasing the visibility of websites pages on search engines to attract more relevant traffic. Um, so the more keywords you have, the more your website's going to pop up whenever people are looking for you. Google Alerts monitor online mentions of your brand or industry trends in real time. AI intelligence is the AI thing again. AI refers to computer systems that can complete cognitive tasks typically associated with human intelligence, helping to boost productivity. Generative AI, one specific type of AI is generative AI, Gen AI, which is the AI that can generate new content like text, images, or other media. Wow. Gemini, which I think is Google's version, use Gemini, a generative AI assistant for natural conversations and assistance with tasks like creating content, summarizing information, and brainstorming ideas. I use it all the time, guys. Can't say it enough. If you're not using AI, then you are missing out. AI's natural language processing can understand and analyze human language. make it easier to gain insights from text like customer reviews, social media posts. Um, Thanks. I'll try to find the glossary and keep it up for you. Customer relationship management, CRM, refers to the tools and strategies businesses use to manage interactions with customers, helping improve relationships and track engagement over time. So basically, with these marketing tools, we really need to deep dive and learn into these more so that we can learn how they can help us. I think natural language processing capabilities. I'd like to really learn like kind of how once you can really learn how the intricate ways of how machine like something like AI works, you can really learn how to optimize how to use it properly. That's the biggest thing with AI is being able to talk to it properly. The more specific you can be when you're trying to ask your questions or get it to work for you, the better it'll come across, and the better it'll spit back like what you're trying to figure out. Good business terms to be aware of. Understanding how businesses track time can help you follow their plans and goals. One common method is splitting their year into 4 quarters. Select the arrow to learn more. So, Q1, in the first 3 months of the year, January, February, and March, businesses often set goals for this period, like starting new projects or increasing sales after the holidays. So, Q1 sounds like when they're um, looking to possibly, that's a good time to maybe get your foot in the door. Uh, they looks like they're done with like their busy season, so that could also mean that they're just looking to start recovering kind of mentally, if not even financially, just from like the holiday season. Sometimes holiday seasons are busier times for people, such as retail stores and such. But there's other companies where the holiday seasons are actually a slower time of the year, so they could actually be recovering during that time. So that's always something to kind of think about when you're reading something like this and thinking about starting new projects. I don't think that's always necessarily the truth. But, anyways, Q2 covers the months of April, May, and June. This may be a time when businesses track how well they started the year and adjust their plans if needed. I think that's also true. I think that we can kind of use that time to see, sometimes that's when you can kind of come in also with a sales opportunity. What if their year is not starting off the way they wanted to? Maybe you're able to kind of come in and change that around from being a better digital marketer or adding digital marketing to their portfolio. So you can kind of go from there. Q3 is July, August, September. Some businesses will try and keep up momentum and start preparing for the busy winter holiday season ahead. For other businesses, Q3 could be one of the busiest times of the year. Um, yep, so that's like the end of summer, beginning of fall. That is a good time of year. Seems like everybody's kind of in a good mood at that time of year. People are going on trips, doing things. So I agree with that. And then Q4 is the final of the 3 months of the year, October, November, and December. For some businesses, this is a crucial time as they focus on the winter holiday sales. Other businesses maybe have a quieter period. Uh, yep, there you go. So, lesson completed. You've now covered the fundamentals, concepts of digital strategy from setting clear goals and measuring performance for exploring essential marketing tools and techniques. Next up, we'll dive into setting suitable goals. So, I think one thing to kind of also think about with these quarters is these are also kind of when you're going to set up your strategies as well, just based on what you're trying to do. But, when you're breaking down from a year's perspective, you can kind of take a step back and look at it from a bigger picture, and maybe you can kind of see things um, that you don't really have to focus on something so small. Let's see if we can find that glossary real quick. Sorry, I didn't have that up already, but it is very helpful, I guess, because my mom wants it. So my mom wants it, my mom gets it. And that's just all there is to it. Boom, got the glossary right there. All right, let's continue on. We're not doing all that again, though. Let's see how we can get back. Okay, boom. Setting suitable goals. Here we go. All right, so in this lesson, we will explore how to define and set clear, actionable goals that will align with your business objectives. Um, so, anybody that's just joining along or is still here, we are going through our goals today, and we're going to try to set some kind of goals. May try to use one of my businesses that I was kind of talking about yesterday. So the three things that I was kind of talking about, where I feel like I could use digital marketing now is for the trucking company that I work for. They need to hire drivers, and one way that they want to start trying to implement that is trying to get more presence on social media, more presence out with. Like using Indeed and stuff like that is great. I mean, that's where everybody is at, though. There's nothing really setting us apart from the competition. So we need to figure out ways to kind of set ourselves apart. So one way that I want to try to do that is I want to be able to try to offer my services once I've been able to learn a little bit. So that may be what we try to use as like our example whenever we're kind of going through these things. We also have my buddy's lure company, that fishing lure company I was talking about. And then last but not least, just like, like helping like some of these like your mom and pop retail store that like sell clothes, like nice clothing and stuff like that. Like around here, like I live on Polly's Island. It's a very nice area. Um, there's a few thousand people out here that love to shop, love need somewhere to spend their money. So there's no reason why businesses should be failing out here if they have like a nice product. So if you have a nice product, I'd love to come be able to help you. Get your business off the ground. Uh, but I need to learn how to be of service to you first. So that's why I'm trying to learn these skills. So understand the different types of business goals. Use a SMART framework to set clear, actionable goals. So again, that's yeah, we got SMART. I got my notes right here again, guys, because I am a little ahead of the ball game. I already kind of wrote some of these notes down. That's why I haven't really taken any notes yet. But I do take a lot of notes. But SMART goals are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time bound. So that's use SMART framework to set clear, actionable goals and apply KPIs to track progress and measure success effectively. So types of goals. Setting goals is the foundation of any effective marketing strategy, but not all goals are the same. In this section, we'll explore the different types of goals. So the difference between short-term and long-term goals lies in the time frame and the scope of the objectives. Select each hotspot to learn more. Soft versus hard goals. When setting business goals, it's essential to understand the difference between soft qualitative goals and hard measurable goals, as both contribute to long-term success. So a soft goal is these qualitative goals focus on improving aspects like customer sentiment or engagement. For instance, enhancing customer satisfaction based on post-purchase surveys helps shape your brand image. Um, okay. Quantitative goals involve specific measurable outcomes such as increasing sales by 25% in Q3 based on the previous year. These goals are drive measurable business growth. Why wouldn't this drive measurable business growth? For instance, enhancing customer satisfaction based on post purchase surveys helps shape your brand image. Okay. I guess that's just a soft goal because that's more of like an opinion. So, like, opinions can change over time, even, which is 100% true. Like, public sentiment can change over time, and then hard goals are just like what you can actually measure. Brand perception versus acquisition goals. So often hard goals can often be aligned with brand perception and acquisition goals. Let's explore how these goals contribute to your strategy. Select each image to learn more. So brand perception goals. These focus on how your brand is viewed by customers. Could include attributes like trust, reliability, and brand awareness. While often harder to measure, brand perception goals are vital for long-term success. Increase positive brand mentions on social media by 15% over the next 6 months. Um, okay, so I think that would even be something for Gypsum Express. Like, if you could literally get 15% of your drivers, or even like let's like jump it up to like we can get 30% of our drivers to mention Gypsum Express somehow, some way, what would that do for us as far as getting our brand out there? So I mean, yeah, okay, I can see how even that like brand perception goals get up. If I can get 30% of my drivers to actually like post pictures and like trucking vlogs and stuff like that. I mean, I know even on Reddit, I'm more on a trucking website, and I've never seen a gypsum truck posted on there. So, um, gotcha. Customer acquisition goals. These are centered around attracting new customers or driving conversions. Acquisition goals are easier to measure, making them crucial for immediate business growth. Acquire 500 new customers via targeted email campaign in Q1. Okay, so in that trucker one, we could say for acquisition, um, your goal could be, if we're hiring 100 drivers a year, which sounds like a lot, but when you're losing, 90 drivers a year, because that's just kind of how the trucking industry is, um, it not that great. But so if you would do that, but you really want to hire like closer to like 150 drivers a year, but your engagement, how would you do that? So you'd want to be able to, and our problem is getting the drivers even through the door. So um, say if we are only interviewing 200 drivers a year, maybe we want to interview close to the 350 drivers a year, and that way we're hiring the best of the best. So I would say even that, from like a recruiting standpoint, is like because it's all about qualified drivers. So I would say interviewing 350 more drivers, 350 more qualified drivers. Um, and I think that's measurable, something that you could really look at and like use digital marketing for. So, how do you set effective goals? So, the goal framework is proven method. So, let's do our soft goal first. So, okay. So, specific, get 30% of our drivers to post something on the internet, something on Facebook with a at and at Gypsum Express, or like a mention of Gypsum Express. Um, Measurable, easy. Like, you can literally count the posts. Um, I don't know how to acquire the information to see how many people have mentioned Gypsum Express, but that's what we're here to learn. Attainable, I think that's very retainable to have 30% of the drivers. I mean, we have probably 300 to 450 drivers, 350, 450 drivers right now. So, you know, to have 100 of them post for us, like, I think that's realistic. I think there's 100 of them that are be willing to do it. Relevant, 1,000%, and then time bound. So it's April now. That means we're in Q2, based off of what they were telling us earlier. So by beginning of Q4, so the rest of Q2, Q3, I think we can push that campaign and get it. So now let's do the same thing for this goal. So the acquisition goal. So we want to get 350 interviews this year, so we could even do Q2 to Q2. Since we're kind of in the middle of a thing, but you can do that. So specific 350. I think that's pretty specific. Um, Measurable. I think that's an easy thing to measure because you know how many interviews are coming through the door. So you're already hashed off how many interviews are coming in. So just keep doing that and just keep counting. Attainable. I think so. I mean, if you're say again, we probably hire. I would say 80% of the leads that we actually make it to the interview because that's how strict our qualifying process is. So I'd say yeah. I'd say as long as we're still qualifying correctly, um, It is attainable. It's relevant because, again, I think once we get them through the door, we do hire them because we do have a pretty strict qualifying process. So I think it is even like a relevant goal to have. And then time bound, I think that's 1 year. I don't. Yeah, it says 3 months. I don't think 3 months is realistic. Like for anything, like as far as like hiring, you really need like a year sample size to like know what you're looking at. But it's hard to wait another year just to figure out if you did it right or not. So maybe you cut that goal in half and say like, how many people did you hire in how many people did you interview in the last 6 months of like last year at this time, like between April and October, or even April to December, how many people did you interview? And if you want to just like say it was 100, if you just want to increase that to 200, like what can we do between now and December to get 200 interviews instead of only 100 interviews or whatever it is? Now that you know how to set your goals, the next step is tracking your progress. How KPIs help you measure success. Key performance indicators are specific, measurable metrics that help track your progress towards meeting your goals. They provide a clear way to monitor success and help you make informed adjustments along the way. Track your progress. KPIs help you see how well you're advancing towards your goals. For example, tracking weekly website traffic or conversion rates can show whether you're making steady progress. Spot opportunities. KPIs highlights both strengths and weaknesses, showing where you're excelling and where you need to make changes to improve performance. Um, Stay accountable. KPIs make it clear that what needs to be done. For example, if your goal is to acquire 50 new customers, a KPI could be monitoring the number of new leads, potential customers who have new leads, have shown interest but haven't made a purchase, generated each week. Number of leads, potential. Okay, so could say how many more people have we brought in, but how many have not turned into qualified applicants? How many more people have applied but weren't qualified applicants? You'd want to know if you got a bunch more applications coming through, but none of them are qualified. What is that really doing for you? How do you attract the right driver? How do you reach the right customer for fishing reels, fishing lures? You have Bass Pro Shop. It's like it's going to be always like the first thing that pops up on that guy that Google search I'm talking about. So how do you get that little cut of business? Like that can be tough in itself. You know, it has its own little challenges. Real world examples. In this section, we'll explore real world examples to see how effective goal setting drives success. These insights will help you apply the same principles to your own journey, whether you're building a career or growing a business. I hate these setup examples only for the simple fact of that they do this in sales all the time. Whenever I was in sales before, and it's like, well, if you just like did this and hit this rebuttal, and they'll talk about the rebuttal and how they would come back at it, and they have this whole scenario they play out, and it's like it's all fake because you try that in real life, and then it never works out. So um, I like to see real cases. That's why I like to go on YouTube and stuff like that, and like actually like learn from the people that's actually done it. So these case studies are great. We'll go through them, and we will learn from them. But at the same time, sometimes you really just need to go online or like go and study different magazines like Forbes and stuff and learn how people actually did it from the ground up. And that's also, again, just a reminder that's the basis of this channel is just starting from the ground up. We're literally learning how to be a digital marketer. So maybe one day we become a digital marketer. Um, nothing fun, nothing, there's nothing exciting about this. This is just literally just grinding away and me just filming myself grinding away, just purely documenting. Um, So case studies. So all right, so we got this guy right here. So David's lead generation. So David, a marketing manager, wants to find more potential customers, leads. His goal is to increase leads by 20% in Q2 using paid ads on Google. Get 500 new leads through Google Ads. Have 5% of visitors to his landing page take action, like signing up or making a purchase. David tracks his progress with Google Analytics. Emily's email campaign. Emily manages email marketing and wants to boost open rates by 10% in 3 months. Her KPI are to test different subject lines and see which work best, achieve a 30% open rate in 3 email campaigns. On 3 email campaigns. Emily uses email platform metrics to track results. Mo's repeat customer strategy. A retail owner wants to get twice as many returning customers within a year. Their KPIs are increase loyalty program sign-ups by 20%, boost customer lifetime value by 15%. Mo tracks progress using customer relationship management software. Okay. Setting goals and practice. So spend some time completing the activity on this page. It will help you define clear, actionable business goals using SMART framework. You'll have a set of specific targets to work towards by the end. Okay, so let's try that. Where are we at? Okay. Follow these clear steps to see how your own marketing goals using SMART framework. If you're not part of a business, you could use a local company you're familiar with, such as coffee shop, blah blah blah. Check the items off as you go. So what specific areas of business needs improvement? What do you want to achieve? We already kind of did that with hiring drivers. Measurable, how we measure success. I think we talked about that with the if you were to get 30% of your drivers, so if you had 100 drivers post for you, also, just your interviews, like if you just increase the number of interviews and we're able to just like count the number of interviews your people are having. You could also count hires too, but I think for whatever reason, I feel like the interview makes more sense than the hire because um, yes, the goal is to hire drivers, but really the goal is for like our recruiters and like the measuring, like the salesy kind of side of it is to get people in front of the terminal manager, or like to in front of the person making the decision. You get more people you can get as like the recruiter. The recruiter can only like do so much. The digital marketer can only do so much. I can't make the manager hire this person, but what I can do is get more people in front of the manager to be hired. So that's why I say like interviews make more sense to me to measure than hires in themselves because I think you can kind of get like like from a recruiting standpoint you can get an unrealistic look as long as you're getting qualified ads, and I think that's one other part where I talk about getting qualified leads. Like you know, even with any of this, if you're selling, Rolexes, but the people that are seeing your ads, like no offense to people that work in like fast food, because I was a fast food manager for a long time, but I can't afford a Rolex if I'm only making $30,000 a year. And so, if that's the only people seeing your ads, that's not qualified leads. So, you need to make sure you have qualified leads. Wow. Achievable. Both goals are achievable. It's just a matter of getting it done, but they are tough goals, but they are achievable. Relevant. Both goals are relevant. One's utilizing social media to try to boost your brand, and the other one is, just hard nosed, just getting more people through the door, throwing more mud at the wall type deal. And then time bound. We kind of talked about the time limits for both. All right, let's check our knowledge. It's time to check what you've learned about setting business goals. So, brand perception goals are easier to measure than customer acquisition goals. I think you already saw below what was below that, so I'll just kind of skip down. But that is false. So, brand perception goals are tough, like I was saying, because that's more of an opinion. And you could even have a brand perception one year, and then people completely change the next, and they love your brand whenever they didn't even agree with your brand maybe last year or the year before. Things like that. Like I bet even Netflix had like a pushback. Like, I don't want people streaming. I don't want to watch them. I like my DVDs. I like my VHSs. Now look at Netflix now. It's the number one like streaming service in the world. All right, question two. I did it again. Sorry, guys. A goal to increase website traffic by 15 months is both specific and time bound. Yes, that is true. All right, next one. KPIs can help you monitor success and identify adjustments you need to make along the way to your goal. KPIs can monitor success and identify adjustments you need to make along the way to your goal. I think that's true or false. It's true. Okay, keep on going. Lesson complete. Mission complete. I think it said it's supposed to take us 45 minutes to do that. We blew through this, guys. Like, we're doing great. What is it? Yeah, it's 45 minutes. Then I'm supposed to like sit out there and like draw on like a dry erase board for these goals, or like, I mean, we're just talking about it, so it's kind of hard to set goals right now. Like I was saying, like I don't have a business or anything, but like one day I am gonna go out. I guess on top of this, like it's great. It's teaching me like digital marketing, but I can't wait to learn how to use the tools for it too. That's gonna be fun. So, and actually see how they work. So let's see how this goes. So, all right, next, the importance of strategy. Uh, in this lesson, you'll explore how to create an online business strategy can drive business growth, what a good strategy looks like, and common steps to achieve your business goals. You'll understand how strategy is beneficial, formulate an effective digital marketing strategy, explore how AI can assist in strategy development, and recognize examples of successful strategies. What is digital marketing strategy? A digital marketing strategy is a structured plan that outlines how a business will use digital channels to achieve its marketing goals. Um, it's it serves. What do you say? Yes, let's use the board to go through this. No, I am not drawing on a dry erase board. That's way too much. Um, it serves as a roadmap, helping you to make informed decisions, engage with the right audience, and track progress towards your objectives. Um, how strategy is beneficial. A well defined strategy helps clarify your goals, align your efforts, and support informed decision making, all essential for your business success. That's what I'm saying. I don't really have a whole lot to go off of yet. So, whenever we do have more to kind of go off of, we'll start doing that. Whenever we build up the audience, too. I need more people to like and subscribe, and then I'll start pulling out whiteboards and whatever else y'all want me to do. I'll dress up like a monkey if y'all need me to. I don't care. Uh, how strategy is beneficial. A well defined strategy helps clarify your goals, align your effort, and support informed decision making, all essential for business success. Absolutely. So, select the areas to learn more. Enhance clarity. A structured strategy gets your ideas out of your head and into a focused plan, helping you appreciate a big picture and prioritize what matters most. So, obviously, that just, the more you kind of are able to see ahead, you know what you're kind of looking forward to. It just helps you always kind of go towards your common goal because it's really easy. Every decision you make, you literally just say, does this get us closer or further away from our goals? Goal alignment. With a clear strategy, you can align specific actions to your goals. Just like setting a fitness goal requires tailored action, stretching for flexibility. Um, this ensures each step you take moves you closer to success. What I was just talking about. Informed decision making. So this one is knowing your goals makes it easier to prioritize. When facing choices, ask, does this decision help me reach my objectives? This focus helps guide your decisions to the right direction. So that's what I was just talking about. Sorry, I kind of skipped ahead there, guys. Didn't do that. Exploring common goals for success. Understanding what you want to achieve can help make you the right decisions at the right time. Let's look at some typical goals and strategies that you can leverage. Increase online scale sales. If your goal is to boost online sales, focus on driving traffic to your primary sales channel. This may include your website, social media platform, online marketplace, and apps. Here are three effective methods. So that even tells me, like, I mean, even with what I'm talking about with hiring drivers, we want them to fill out applications on our website or on this thing called Pin Street. So obviously, with that, everything that I would have, um, I guess if I wanted even drivers to like take pictures of their rigs and stuff like that, maybe I would have everyone, use a certain URL or a certain, I don't know. Like I said, I'm old, guys. What are those things called? QR codes. Maybe everyone has like a certain QR code they can use to scan, and maybe we can have like a competition of whoever social media gets scanned by the most QR codes. Wins. That'd be pretty cool. That's actually not a bad idea. I'm writing that down right now. See, that's how we do this. So, we keep multiple pens too, because pens run out of ink around here. I'm gonna play with that. Got pens for days. So, that pen out. pics on social media. Use QR code. Jesus. To attract to our website. Drivers with most traffic wins. That's a fantastic idea. That's such an easier way instead of people passing out business cards now too. That's cool. So this is like something actionable. Like we're finally getting like some actionable stuff. Um, so paid advertising, invest in targeted ads to reach potential customers quickly. Automated tools can create compelling copy and visuals tailored to your audience, optimizing your campaign across all of Google's channels to maximize your return on investment. Um, Search engine optimization. Optimize your website with relevant keywords, high quality content, and user friendly design to improve visibility of search engine results. I don't understand exactly what that means. Like I understand from like social media how it's like hashtag this, hashtag that, but I don't quite understand how like your website should be like optimized like words wise because I would assume you'd have all the words on there, but I'd like to learn more about that and look forward to learning a little bit more about that. Um, so, content marketing, create valuable content that addresses your audience's needs and interests. Use blogs, posts, videos, and infographics to engage, inform, guiding them towards a purchase. So, uh, yeah, I mean that makes sense. That's just like how like all these social media gurus do, like and how like even these fitness gurus do, like all this stuff. Like they're going to teach you a little bit, maybe give you something for free, and then they're going to bring you along to like their real stuff so they can kind of get you kind of hooked into their product. I'm not saying that's a like a bad thing or they're trying to like scam you. It's just, I mean, hook in the best way. Like they want to sell it to you. That's their whole purpose. Okay, let's keep going. Enhance brand awareness to increase awareness of your business of brand leverage digital channels like social media, email marketing, and online advertising platforms. So each image to learn more. Craft content that aligns with your brand's values and resonates with your audience. Okay. Engage with your audience. Build trust by responding to comments and feedback, making customers feel valued. Y'all comment and I'll respond. Utilize storytelling. Share stories about your brand and customers to create emotional connections. Which will do. Grow your email marketing list. This is the one that just seems like the most, I will not lie, seems like the most silly. Like, I don't ever open these emails that people send to me. Like, and I can say that honestly. Like, I never do. Like, but maybe I'm not the one. I mean, I will do it, like, because, we'll do anything to try to make this go. But, email marketing does not seem like the way to me. But I know even YouTube guys that talk about email marketing, but I don't know. I just don't. Maybe, maybe. Encourage signups by clearly communicating the benefits of subscribing. Maybe I just haven't learned the benefit of subscribing to an email marketing. Here are some effective strategies to engage audiences. Select the area to learn more. So, email marketing, highlight exclusive content. Do I have this written down already? Mm-hmm. Got that. Yeah. Okay. Highlight exclusive content, create a sense of exclusivity by providing members with early access to news, product launches, or events. This approach fosters a feeling of belonging and keeps subscribers engaged. Promote special offers. Use enticing promotions such as discounts or freebies as incentives for signups. Clearly state what subscribers will receive, ensuring it feels valuable and worthwhile. Yeah, don't lie to your people or make them feel like they're winning $1 million when they're really not. Use clear calls to action in emails, include strong, clear call to action, like claim your discount or encourage engagement. Effective CTAs guide subscribers to take immediate action, which can significantly boost conversion rates. Next, share social proof. Include testimonials or success stories from current subscribers to showcase the value of your email content. This helps build trust and encourage others to join. So, yep, that's exactly right. Um, always share your social media. I need to get better and change up all of my social media now that we're kind of on a different journey, huh? So, how to formulate a strategy. A clear strategy starts with setting specific goals, defining your mission, identify your unique selling points or USPs, and continuously monitoring your progress. So, let's look at how to building an effective strategy. Discover these key steps to creating a strong strategy, from setting clear goals to tracking progress and adapting your approach for success. Define your goals. The first step is to clearly define your goals. Perhaps you'd like to increase sales by 20% or identify 100 potential customers. Setting goals provides direction and a clear path to follow. Articulate your mission. Next, articulate your business's purpose through a mission statement. This simple sentence could be something like to inspire healthier communities or to provide fun spaces for everyday fitness. We have an activity on how to do this later in the training. Looking forward to that. One from my trucking company is our drivers make the difference. And I think that's a really good one that can kind of like capture. And I think that we do a pretty good job of living up to that too, as far as like saying like our drivers are held to um, more royalty than like say the office staff. And I don't mean that in a bad way to the office staff. It's just like the owner of the company really looks at it as like the drivers are the ones out there making us money, and us in the office are just making the electricity bill go up basically. So um, drivers do make the difference. Identify your USP. Identify your unique selling point. This is what makes you stand out from your competition. Analyze similar businesses and pinpoint what differentiates you, such as exceptional customer service. We'll cover USPs in more detail in an upcoming lesson. I think that's the one where I would love to. I probably need to do more lessons or like more research about what other trucking companies can offer besides gypsum to learn what, if any, unique selling points we do have. I know that we hire guys right out of school, so that's where we get a lot of our majority, 99% of our drivers that we get are straight out of school, because a lot of companies don't hire straight out of school. We do have a long training program, like a very good training program as well. But there's a reason why we're not getting experienced drivers. We don't hire many experienced drivers. So there's a reason for that. Don't know why. But I probably need to try to figure that out while I'm doing this so I can see what we have to offer. All right, next. Analyze and adapt. So keep an eye on your progress regularly. Use tools like sales reports, website analytics, and built-in analytics available on platforms like social media and email marketing. These tools can help you see if you're moving closer to your goals, adjust your strategy as needed to stay on track and achieve your objectives. How AI can enhance your digital marketing strategy. AI assistants like Gemini or ChatGPT can support your digital marketing strategy by helping with key aspects of the process. Like explore some specific ways Gemini can support you. So learn how artificial intelligence can help you simplify goal setting, refine your mission, and provide valuable insights to support your strategy. So let's select each box. So use AI to analyze past data and suggest specific measurable goals aligned with your business objectives. Check out the policies for your chosen AI assistant and your organization's policies before entering any confidential or sensitive information. This can help you make informed decisions that help protect your privacy and data security. Yeah, so whereas AI is great and everything, you definitely don't want to give it too much information about yourself. You don't know what's being stored where. And I mean that with the best intention. Like, even Google, like, it's being stored somewhere on the internet. Like, anything you put in there, I mean, just like they say, anything that goes on the internet stays on the internet. That's true for AI too. You're putting it on the internet. So use that as a disclaimer. You're putting it out there. If your company has top secret information that they can't, that should not be leaked out to the public or leaked out anywhere, do not put it on there. But for the most part, you can ask general questions, and it will help you out. But that, I think they just want to make sure you know that before you just start going any further. Brainstorm with AI to refine your mission statement, helping you clearly define your core values and vision. I think you can even do just a mission statement for your strategies. Like, it doesn't even have to be necessarily just for your business, but your mission statement is for that specific mission. Use AI to turn publicly available information like industry trends, competitor analysis, or survey results into clear insights. This helps you track progress and adapt quickly to changes. We'll cover data analysis in a later module. Um, so basically, what it's saying is like AI can search the internet for you, and kind of you're able to kind of use the AI to be your quick assistant. It'll do it twice as fast. I think twice as fast. It'll do it 10 times faster than anybody you could pay to do it. So at least get their insight first, and then go figure out your own answers from there. Check your knowledge. So here we go again. Gave you the answer. Sorry. What is the first essential step to start building a digital strategy? Um, so sorry, these are already been submitted, but um, define business goals is what you want to start with, and then let's see. What use bank for advice, find an investor, create an email template. I guess define business goals. Let's see if we had to rank these. If we had to rank these, what would you do first? So, define business goals. Um, I'd say ask the bank for advice because advice for anything would be something next. So, you could even say ask the bank for advice. See where you go from there. I'd say out of the last two, you could probably create an email template first, just because it's pretty easy to do, and then find an investor. But really, that's like A B. But I say define business goals, ask the bank for advice, and then the other two can kind of be yes or no. Question two: what step comes after setting your business goals? Select the correct answer, then submit. Launch a blog, hire an assistant, design a logo, write a mission statement. So write a mission statement would be the next one. Now let's do the same kind of thing. What would be after you write a mission statement? What would you do? I would say design a logo. I would say launch a blog, design a logo. Well, you'd want your logo for the blog. So design a logo, launch a blog, and then hire an assistant. Do all the work yourself before you need an assistant. Question three of three should be a third step. Select the correct answer, then submit. Launch an advertising campaign. Identify your USP, your unique sales points. Launch a newsletter. Hire an accountant. So again, don't hire anybody. That's definitely never there. So after your USP, what should you do? Launch an advertising campaign. Launch a newsletter. Hire an accountant. So we always go with the least money first, in my opinion. Like that's what. So I'm launching a newsletter first, then launching an advertising campaign. The last one is hiring somebody. You don't hire somebody till you have a little bit of success. Tells me the stream's about to end soon, guys. We'll start to go on. Plus, got to work in the morning, so we'll be back on tomorrow probably. All right, so create your strategy. Spend some time completing this activity on this page. You can use your own business or one you're familiar with. This is an opportunity to see how AI assistants like Gemini can help generate ideas and define your strategy to support business goals. So I am going to do something real quick just so I can hide something that I'm doing. So boom, boom, boom. Don't know what y'all were able to see there, but it's okay. Nonetheless, I should have already had that done. So I got my chat GPT up so we can kind of use some of that for creating your strategy. So let's kind of see how this goes about. And we can kind of do this activity really quick together. And then we're probably going to be done for the night. Um, so activity, follow these steps, build your own marketing strategy. Once you have your responses, go to gemini.google.com or another AI assistant or tool of your choice and explore how AI can enhance your ideas and fine tune your messaging. So check your items off as you go. Um, Set specific measurable goals to give your strategy clear direction. Craft your mission statements that reflect your business's purpose and values. Identify your unique selling points by highlighting what makes your business stand out from your competitors. Check you're happy with your chosen AI assistant's policies. Enter your information into your prompt bar and ask your AI assistant to help you refine your digital marketing strategy. Okay, so I'm not going to do the soft. Well, I don't know what you. I mean, if Teresa, if you're still in the audience, would you rather me see how to get the um, drivers to send the pictures, or would you rather? Um, how to get more interviews. Okay, driver sending pictures. All right, so I'll do that one. I actually thought you'd say more interviews, but that is fine. So let's see how to get drivers to send more pictures. So how would we do that? So um, actually, I know what you'd rather, but I'd rather like do the interview part because that's actually going to be well, we'll do the send more pictures. Okay, so ask anything. So let's first off, we need to set a SMART goal. It has to be SMART. So it has to be specific, measurable, um, attainable, relatable, and time sensitive. So that one we should do for. Oh, let's ask for more interviews. Okay, all right, let's do more interviews. That's what we'll do then. Because you took too long. That's why I answered for you. All right. So, but I'd rather do that anyways. I'd rather do the more interviews anyways. So that actually works out because I think that's a better goal. Um, so let's set specific measurable goals. So let's just when you're talking to ChatGPT, you want to kind of talk to them like you're having a conversation. Um, I like to work on getting more interviews for my managers at my trucking company. Another thing to mention, ChatGPT, I do pay for the monthly service. I don't pay for the pro, the expensive one, but I do pay for the cheaper service. So it does know who I am. So it's probably going to give me a little bit more of a tailored answer than what it would give you, but not much more. Just because it knows how I kind of want to be answered and it knows how I'm going to kind of structure my answers or my questions and stuff like that. It knows that it's supposed to kind of refine my question to make more sense. Which is just something you just have to kind of teach it. It's kind of hard to explain, something we can kind of get into later. Um, I'd like to work at getting more interviews for my terminal managers at my trucking company. We currently are getting them about 200 interviews a year. I would like to get it up to 300 interviews this year. Um, so measuring this by getting qualified drivers um, into the actual terminal managers' faith, not just by applications. We already go the normal route of Indeed and other hiring sites. So we want to continue that and teach me how to measure those results. But I also need a better social media campaign, email campaign, if possible. Actually, I'm not even right if possible. I need a better email campaign. A better email campaign. And overall marketing strategies. I also need help figuring out the best KPIs for this so we can make sure we are seeing results. What else can we add in here to make sure? So, what are our unique selling points? Unique selling points are my USP. I'm not even going to put unique selling point. We're going to put USP in this company is our great training program, rider policies, home every weekend, and first year drivers make anywhere from 55 to 70K per year. Okay, I feel like I articulated the mission. I defined my goals. I identified my USP, and now we'll see what happens. So let's just send it off. Boom. All right, now watch how this works, chat. This is actually pretty cool. Right now it's thinking. So always kind of compliments you a little bit, huh? Huh? So we're tracking qualified drivers who show up for an interview, not just leads or apps. So here we are. Primary KPIs, total interviews per month, targets 25 per month. That makes sense. Interviews to higher rate, cost per interview via Indeed, Facebook, email, etc. I guarantee you they're not looking at it like cost per interview. I bet you, I don't even know if they're looking at it from cost per lead, but like that's stuff we really need to start kind of breaking down. Show up rates, scheduled versus actual interviews. Like how many people are not showing up? Because that's a time waster for sure. I'm speaking of what that you also want to know like KPI, like how much time are a recruiter spending um, per applicant, like that show up for the interviews. Like so, like how long is it taking them to get through each applicant? How can we either increase that time or decrease that time depending on what we need to do? If the more time spent on the phone is, the more likely they are to get into in front of a terminal manager, the better, etc. Secondary KPIs, lead source breakdown. Where did each interview come from? Yeah, I think we are looking at that. Email opening, click rates, social media engagement, shares, comments, DMs. Um, we have some engagement from Facebook, but not a ton. We need to try to get it from the other social medias as well. So here's the simple system. As you can see, it's breaking down all of it for you, chat. So got a little bit to go over here. So let's set, we already did this, how to track effectively. Create a master spreadsheet or use a CRM like Airtable or Trello. Maybe we'll look into that for like a short, if you would like. Um, we have John D on Facebook. Interview date showed yes. Hired no. Great candidates. Call back next month. Um, we also track by source monthly. You can even plug into a Google Sheet and use Zapier to automatically update from forms or Calendly. Social media campaign strategy, primary channels, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok for short form testimonials, content ideas, 1 to 2 posts per week. Driver's day in the life, short videos. That'd be good. Just have somebody following around and being able to just kind of like film what a driver does every day. Sorry, I got an alarm going off. Um, 5 reasons to drive with us. Carousel post. Not exactly sure what the carousel post is, but we could learn that. Local driver shout outs. Meet Chris from Myrtle Beach. Home every weekend, loving life. Like that's pretty easy to do. We should be doing that. We're not. I know we're not. Which I would love to get us. I'd love to get us there. Um, First year pay breakdown graphics. Training program spotlights. Use a clear call to action. So, looking for a better route in life, home every weekend, paid training, and up to 70K in your first year. DM us to chat with a terminal manager. Boost posts in key regions, $50 to $100 a month with geographic targeting within 100 miles of each terminal. interest, trucking, CDL, logistics, fleet driving. Um, so that's one thing to look at. Um, and then your email campaign strategy. This is like what we need to learn because obviously we don't know what email campaigning looks like at all. You're probably sitting on a gold mine of past applicants. Re-engage with them. So that's the first thing. Like that's pretty cool. Segments to create new leads, past applicants, no interview, and then past interviews with no hires. So that's definitely one to look at. Email flow, use MailChimp or ConvertKit. Subject line, still looking for the right trucking job? Question mark. Highlight rider policy, home weekends and training. Schedule your interview today with one click. Email frequency, one time welcome email when someone applies. One time per week, follow up for 3 weeks. Monthly newsletter spotlighting new benefits or driver wins. Okay, so with that, I kind of understand the email. Like, I understand how that would work. And maybe, I don't know, like maybe there's ways, maybe you're allowed to kind of find the driver's social media instead of like an email. Maybe you find like these drivers' social medias and hit them up on social media instead, like DMs on social medias. Like, maybe that would be more effective. I don't know. So, like, even like, maybe we pull away from the email campaign and just do more social media, even though every driver should have submitted an email. So like, that should be easy to find too. Marketing strategy beyond the basics. So referral program. We already do a referral program, and most companies do. Um, Promote it monthly via email and signs at terminal. Local marketing, sponsor CDL school events. That's something my mom would be really good at. Like, I never even thought about doing that. That's really smart. Partner with gas stations, truck stops with flyers or QR codes. Put up job signs at terminals for hiring, apply inside, or text drive to, blah, blah, blah. Retargeting ads. Install Facebook, Pixel, or Google tag to your website, job page. Run 50 to 100 retargeting ads to anyone who visits the application page but doesn't apply. And then next steps. It's going to give you some next steps to kind of go over because like it's ChatGPT wants to keep brainstorming with you. Like AI is going to want to always brainstorm, always kind of keep you going, kind of keep the conversation going, thinking about the next step. You can re-ask the question too. Like, say if you didn't like what it gave you up here, you can even say like, one time I said this is, it was about something else. But I said this is really bland. Like it doesn't, like there's not much depth to it. Which you could even kind of say that about this. Like this has a little depth to it in some areas, but in other areas it really doesn't. So you can say this isn't really deep enough. I need you to go into more detail, and it will go into more detail. I don't know how like far you can push it before it just starts kind of just repeating itself over and over again. But this I could even say like this marketing be like you could even go in there and say, I like X, Y, and Z, but the rest of it just doesn't really just help me at all. I need you to stick to the same strategies and the same breakdown of everything, but go way deeper and way more detailed. And it'll do exactly that. But now it's saying next steps. Says, all right, let's work on a content calendar for social media. So it'll actually come up with a whole schedule for you of how you should be like sending stuff out. Um, Sample email campaigns, copy plus subject lines. So it'll tell you like exactly what to write in your email campaigns. Like, and obviously you need to go through and tweak it. Don't just let AI try to do your job for you because it won't work as good as humans. But it does give you a really good place to start. Your key performance indicators tracking dashboard, Google Sheet, or your customer manager, and then simple Facebook ad strategy setup. Um, Want to start with the content calendar, email campaign first. So, me, I'd be starting with a simple Facebook ad strategy setup because we're already on Facebook, and Facebook's already so big. So that's what I'd be starting with. Um, so this is the end of my stream for today, guys. We are done. Next will be we're in the same module of building a marketing strategy, but it does take a little while to get through. So we will pick this back up right where we left off tomorrow, and we will get through the rest of this module. Maybe start the next one, but I feel confident we'll get through at least this one. Appreciate anybody that tunes in. Um, don't forget to subscribe and like so y'all can keep seeing me on my journey on this road to wisdom. Um, Again, we're just trying to just learn a new skill set so that we can go out and just be more productive in the society, and try to learn more so we can help more people in this world, and just try to be better human beings ourselves. Myself, I just want to be a better human being all around. I want to be a more well-rounded person, for me, for my family, for my jobs, my work. Um, and I think this channel is for anybody that also wants to try to be a more well-rounded person. Not only are we going to go through these modules, but we can stop and talk a little bit more about what it means to kind of like have to go through this grind every day, that we call life. But if anybody needs anything at all, just reach out to me, and that's all we got. See ya.